Nah. Nah.
Hey, hey! It's Patrick Coyle, artist in progress. And I suck at seeking advice. So today I'm talking to my longtime friend, best-selling author, Dave Yoon. In our conversation today, we talk about having a diverse set of creative outlets to keep your brain working, what inspired him and his wife to get serious about their writing, and his best piece of advice for people just starting out with a creative endeavor. Not only is Dave a super talented writer, come on, Frank, tell your parents the truth. He's also an artist, a musician, a game designer. How do you have time for all this? A photographer. And really, I don't have time to tell you everything he does. But Patrick, this is Patrick Sucks at Drawing. Why are you talking to someone primarily known as a writer? Excellent question. Because he was easy to book. No. Maybe. Dave has had professional success at writing, but he's a developing artist too. His process and mental discipline applies to drawing and other creative pursuits. And he's always been a real inspiration for me, creatively speaking. So let's go. We're going to get rolling here. My guest today is Dave Yoon. Welcome, Dave.
Hi, everybody.
I like your Muppet Show intro.
Me and Patrick have been friends forever.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my lead-in. I've known you for about 20 years?
It's a little cuckoo.
Yeah.
It's a little cuckoo.
Yeah.
We worked for the same design firm in Boston.
That's
and
true.
we only, if you think about it, we only overlapped for like 6 months, maybe.
Maybe not even.
Before you found another job and had to move on.
Well, 9/11 hit. And then, I had to go work at Lycos. It was horrible.
9/11? Lycos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you're a full-time professional writer and creative type person. You've got 2 books out. The first of which is called, the second one's not out yet.
No, that's out on November 7th.
November 7th. The first one is Frankly in Love, which I read, and it's wonderful.
I have it here because it's my authorly duty to always have the book handy.
Smart.
So I can show the cover.
Do you have some media coaching?
Oh, yeah, I'm super pro.
That's the paperback, isn't that?
This is a paperback, yeah.
Is it out now?
Dropped. Yeah, it dropped 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
So it's out. Go get it. It's a little bit cheaper than the hardback, and it's very fashion forward. This author, Poppy Magda, who is based in Lyon, France, is like super glossy, awesome illustrator.
That's really nice. Now you leave out like a quarter of the book when it moves to paperback, right?
Yeah, we just cut out every other word.
Yeah, that's good.
There's too many words. And then the next book is Super Fake Love Song that comes out November 17th. And I write about nerds all the time, like insecure nerds who are faking it till they make it kind of thing. I mean, like Frankly in Love is about this guy, Korean American guy, who has strict parents, and he teams up with this girl who also has strict Korean parents. They pretend to date each other so that they can date whoever they want behind their parents' backs. Yeah. So it's like a fake dating thing. What could possibly go wrong there? And then Super Fake is about this super nerdy D&D nerd guy, which is redundant. And he meets this super cool girl and is so smitten that he just blurts out a lie that he's in a rock band. And the problem is she believes him, And so now he's like, yes, oh crap, now I got to follow through with this. So that's his journey. That's where the mayhem starts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They did not send an advanced copy, so I haven't read it yet. I'm kidding. I'm not supposed to get a copy.
Dude, no one's getting advanced copies because of the COVID. Everyone's getting
I pre-ordered it on the Amazon anyways.
No, I love the Amazon.
Bezos. So you got those 2, and then you've got more on the way, which we don't have to talk about too much.
Version 0, which is adult thriller about the internet that comes out in May 2021. So a while from now. Yeah.
Nice. And so I assume you're just going to keep cranking out novels, right?
Yeah, because why not? I love it.
But I know you're also an artist and a musician, and you design, little coded games for fun.
I did the illustrations for my wife is Nicola Yoon. She wrote The Sun Is Also a Star. That's the original artwork for the cover, which is a piece of like, it's nails and thread. It's really cool. And she also, her first book was Everything, which hit the list at number 1. And I did the illustrations for that.
Nice.
There. And then I've been like working I just like making games. I used to be a designer. That's how like we know each other
That's
through
right.
like design, and I don't know, make games. I've been using Construct for games, which is
Okay.
really cool.
Now, but
Um,
shouldn't you just focus on writing? What are you, some kind of jerk? So you just do this kind of stuff just for fun, or like why? Why?
because it's fun.
Okay,
It's just fun. It's like exercise is a part of my brain that that writing doesn't exercise
fair.
as much.
Okay.
Um, and it's also relaxing because there's a lot of menial tasks involved. Just like cutting up assets and making
Okay.
sprite sheets and whatever. And so it's just like
Okay.
relaxing.
Kind of zen.
You know, you know how people are into Animal Crossing
Yes.
and how people were super into Minecraft? It's
Yes.
kind of like that.
Yes.
Like you
Our
just
house
go
is
in, you
very, very much into Minecraft and Animal Crossing, so I totally get that.
yeah, and it's like Lego, you
Yep.
just want to build, and there's no deadline, and there's
Right.
no requirements, and there's no audience. No one
Right.
cares. Yeah.
So I figure since like your first two novels have been, YA or young adult, all your projects that you do are going to be YA focused, right?
No. I mean,
What?
version version zero is an adult book, not adult like adult, but like for adults.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I'm working on another adult book. This one's
Okay.
about toxic masculinity, and but that's not to say like I do have other YA title ideas, and maybe even a middle grade
Okay.
story because I don't know. Did I tell you like when I was at Emerson College? That's where I got my my MFA. Um,
Pardon me.
my thesis was short stories,
Yeah.
and like over half the short stories had like middle grades aged kids in them
Really?
getting into trouble. So
Huh.
I don't know. I was trying to figure out my childhood or something. I don't know.
Well, is it difficult to find a voice with all these different mediums? Isn't it confusing?
I don't know. It can be, but like for me, like voice is really heavily dependent on the prose,
Okay.
um, and also action, like what the character does,
Hmm.
what they like, what they wear, um, and even like how they spell words can be a
Sure.
factor,
Yeah.
um, and little ticks, kind of that kind of stuff.
You mean like Lyme
Um,
disease kind of ticks?
yeah,
Yeah. You got to watch out
deer
for that.
deer ticks, all
Yeah.
y'all on the East Coast.
Check
You know,
yourself.
yeah, the waterfall selfie is not worth it. Stay home.
Nope.
Do that in Fortnite.
If oh well, since we're taking a step back. Oh, ASMR. So this is a show or a channel or what have you about the title has drawing in it, but it's really about creativity on the whole, right? So for people who are out there who are fledgling writers, artists, gamers, coders, what have you, what one piece of advice would you give?
That's a good one. Really finish what you start.
Yeah.
Like just keep finishing stuff. Nikki and I first moved to LA. It was a while ago, and we were all like, we actually didn't move for writing or anything. It was a fluke. But we met this waiter at a restaurant, and he's like, oh, you both are writers, cool. And we're like, well, we're not published or anything. And he's like, I'm a writer too. And I was like, what do you write? And he goes, well, I haven't written anything yet, but I have a ton of ideas. And it was one of the most depressing things I've ever heard.
Oh,
Like,
that hurts.
we're like, oh, you're never gonna write. That dude's never gonna write. Um, and honestly, most people give up. They stop because writing is really hard. It takes forever,
Yep.
especially a novel. It takes a long time. Like
Sure.
Frankly in Love took a year, and that was fast. Um, from like first word to final copy edits,
Yeah.
and like version zero, that took me like 3 years,
Yeah.
just like getting it right. Um,
By
so
the
I
way,
would just
one thing that you left out of that story is that waiter's name was James Patterson.
yeah, yeah. It's like if you don't finish stuff, then there's literally nothing to talk about. And so do stuff like NaNoWriMo, which is National Write a Novel Month. It'll
Right.
really push you to just finish something. That's where you write like a 55K word manuscript in a month in November. It's coming up actually, so look
Okay.
into it. And finish it, because you'll start to build um, an oeuvre of work, and the more work you have stockpiled, the better positioned you'll be. Well, first of all, it's practicing. Yeah, it's like exercise for your muscles, so it's good to practice. And then second of all, when opportunity does come knocking, right, and a friend of a friend of a friend introduces you to an agent, and the agent's like, "Oh, you're a writer. What kind of stuff do you have?" You'll be able to say, "Well, I have this," and it's way better than saying, "Well, I haven't written anything yet, but I have a ton of ideas."
Yeah.
So it's important to just keep producing and get used to producing, get used to getting feedback, and get used to people reading your stuff, because that's like the writer's biggest nightmare, is someone actually reading their stuff.
Sure. I think that probably goes for artists as well. I
Mm-hmm.
know that I've seen that where people are like, no, I can't show anybody.
No,
Um,
it's not ready.
right. It's never ready.
Yeah.
So I happen to suck at drawing, hence the name of this
You
channel.
do not suck at drawing.
I know it's tongue in cheek.
Okay.
Take it easy. Settle down. Um, what would you say? What creative skill do you think you suck at?
Songwriting and poetry. I have no idea how those are made.
Is that something that you're actively working at?
I'm working on a podcast idea,
Right.
and I don't want to buy stock music, so I'm just writing it all myself. It's hard because like I don't know if it's good, but I'm just gonna do it. you know,
You played one of those pieces for what was that for that you sent me? You had me
that was
listen.
for the podcast idea. Yeah,
Yeah. That was good.
yeah. Thanks, man. But I mean, it's the people who can like just take simple musical ideas and make a whole meal out of it.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. It's amazing.
Agreed.
I should ask you questions.
What?
Why not?
All right. Ask me a question.
What are you working on?
I am working on this lovely YouTube channel, which actually has taken more time than I anticipated and has
Mm-hmm.
actually eaten into a little bit of my time for my drawing. But active projects, I'm still working on my short comic, Biff Cannon and the Atomic Minutemen versus the Bugbees
Yeah,
Spinning
yeah.
Out.
Cool.
I missed my deadline, unfortunately. I set a deadline for myself, which was Labor Day, but I did not make that for a variety of reasons.
That's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm impressed that you set a deadline, because most people don't do that. Also, what are you working on specifically? Like, what are you going to work on tonight?
Tonight, I'll probably be doing a mixture. I think I want to do a little drawing to unwind because I'm a little out of practice.
Mm,
And then I also got to get all of our stuff together for homeschooling. For those of you out there who started homeschooling this week, I feel for
it's
you,
the
man.
best. It's the
Yeah.
best. I love managing the calendar and scanning in the homework,
Yeah.
and
It's good.
Google Classroom is like the best UI ever.
It's
It's
pretty
so
sweet.
good. Yeah. It only takes like 10 clicks to upload stuff. It's amazing.
And then you have to click that you're done, but not in the place where you did the work.
Yeah.
And
And and you
whatever.
have
You know what? You know
boxes
what?
shifting and animating.
If Google is listening, and I know you are,
Yeah. Elon Musk.
Elon, what?
Also, how are you dealing with quarantine and staying creative?
It's one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel. It was to foster more of a community. I gave myself an excuse to talk to my creative friends and actually reach out to other creative people who I don't know personally, but might through like LinkedIn or Facebook or friends of friends or something. So that was one thing I did. I started drawing every night, posting on Instagram, that kind of stuff. And I've been doing stuff with my kids too, or at least trying to. So they both got into making their own YouTube videos as well.
The
Their channels are not accessible, so you won't be able to find it. But it's actually kind of fun. I have a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old, and they've been making their own. Like the 11-year-old's been doing baking lessons, and the 9-year-old's been doing gaming videos.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
yeah.
Penny's been trying to write her own songs.
Oh, cool.
And also she's always making like little comic books and characters and
Nice.
and stories. She's like, I love the beginnings of stories, the endings, but I don't like the middles. And I'm like, just like your mom. I'm the only guy I know who like actually likes Act 2. Like
creating it or reading it?
Creating it.
Okay.
I think it's like, yay, free, fun play space to
I'm
do
not.
whatever.
I'm not with you on that yet. But I haven't done enough writing to get comfortable with it.
Nobody is. I found that during quarantine, like giving yourself little things to look forward to constantly
Yep.
is like it helps so much because I was obsessively building Lego. I was making the same Technic car kind of over and over again, and I'd
Yeah.
tear it apart and rebuild it with little modification. I'd be like, I want four-wheel drive.
Ooh.
I want four-wheel steering and four-wheel drive. I
Ooh.
want four-wheel steering only with rear-wheel drive. I want to blah blah blah. And I just do this. And Nikki's like, "What's your problem? You know, you've been building Lego for like 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
It's 1 in the morning." And I'm like, I don't know what my problem is. Actually, I do. It's quarantine.
Uh-huh.
And talked to my therapist and did all this good stuff. And she was like, "What are you looking forward to in the next hour?" I was like, "Well,
Hmm.
dinner. I'm gonna order dinner because I'm tired of cooking." And she's like, "Hold on to that." And she was like, basically every hour, think about what are you looking forward to, no matter how small it is. You know, I'm
Hmm.
gonna get a cookie. I'm gonna take a shower. You know,
Interesting.
um, and as long as you have that little benchmark to look forward to,
Hmm.
then it makes everything much more bearable.
Yeah.
It really, really does.
We use that in our house too, but usually on a little bit larger scale. So like, in 2 months we're gonna do this, or once 3 paychecks from now we'll be able to buy that, or
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Yeah.
Which is actually one of the reasons why I got a little obsessed with gear for for the YouTube channel. It's awesome.
Little bit.
Oh my stuff.
So awesome. Hey, I've been like obsessing over coffee machines because oh no, ours broke. Now I gotta research and buy a
Oh,
new one.
nice.
It's supposed to come really soon, so that's another thing to look forward to. I could get into it, but that's a different show.
That'll be on Coffee Talk. Oh my God, I forgot that was a real thing from Saturday Night Live like 30 years ago.
Oh my god! And the whole gag was that was it. Coffee
That was
talk.
it. It
That
just
was
had
the
a
whole
heavy Long
thing.
Island accent.
Yep.
That was
It
it.
was like Sofa King.
Yeah.
You know?
Our prices are so fucking low.
Or marble columns. Remember that one? You're
Yes.
gonna love these marble columns. Anyway, what else is going on? Oh, tools. Let's talk about tools. What do you like to draw in?
I've been using Affinity Designer to draw lately.
Oh yeah.
Mostly because I'm looking for a solution that works on the iPad and
Mhm.
on the desktop, like
I
a
got
software
Affinity.
solution.
I got Affinity Designer because I didn't want to pay for Illustrator.
That's the main reason I got it.
Yeah.
But you can also get like Manga Studio Pro or some other apps,
Uh-huh.
but not all of them work cross-platform. Manga Studio does, but the
Mm.
Adobe solution sucks. On top of being really expensive, sucks. You have to use
It's too.
Fresco, and
Yeah.
then on the desktop you'd have to use Photoshop. But they don't save in the same. It's a
It's
mess,
it's
and it
it's
costs.
like they took Photoshop and blew it up, and all little pieces became different apps, separate apps on the
Yeah,
iPad.
yeah,
It's just super dumb.
it's dumb.
Duh.
I didn't mind Fresco as a drawing app, but I don't like it as an ecosystem. If I can use that
Fresco.
pretentious word,
Fresco.
Fresco.
Remember when we used to say like my favorite tools are Photoshop and pencil and paper? Like, oh, you're so pretentious. I use my mind.
Oh my god. Yeah,
I like Pixelmator. Pixelmator's cool.
I have not tried Pixelmator. I've heard good things about it though.
It's very good and it's cross-platform too.
Interesting.
So you
What does
buy
that
it.
one? What does that one run you?
I made Pixelmator. You buy it. It's where is it? Just look it up. God.
All right, should we wrap this up?
um, sure. How do you want to wrap it up? I could plug my stuff again.
Yeah, definitely. Give me. What do you want to plug? You can tell I'm an old pro at this.
I
Hey
just went there
Dave,
in my head.
is there anything that our viewers should know about that you've got coming up?
Oh, you mean a plug?
Why, yes. That's what we call it
Uh,
in the biz.
well, there's this book. I actually love the paperback, which is on shelves, because you can't see it in the bookstore because they're all closed. But it's available, paperback. Uh, and also Super Fake Love Song, which I really should pull up the cover for. That's November 17th, and I drew a map for it in the
Oh,
end.
that's right.
paper.
The map was cool.
Yeah. So check that out when it comes out. There's a sneak peek on my website. And version 0, it's months from now. May 2021. After the election and after we get our democracy back.
All right. Well, thanks for being on the show, Dave. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
You're so stupid. Thanks for having me. And I'll talk to you later.
Hey.
Bye, everybody.
Hope you enjoyed that conversation. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Did we talk about anything that clicked with you? If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up so other people can find it. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, give the old subscribe button a click. That's it for this time. And remember, you don't suck. You just think you do. And you're wrong. Keep drawing and I'll see you next time, suckers. All right.